Hello, everyone, and once again, welcome to another Falcons Weekly Webisode, our annual chat with Falcons President and General Manager Bruce Landon. And Bruce, another week of agendas, and we've made a transition now to call these our Falcons Webisodes. So I know in the computer language, something we're going to get you involved in, but welcome to another edition.
Well, thank you, and you have to catch me if I don't say that. Webisode, I'll have to say it a few times to get used to it, but it makes a lot of sense.
We'll say it 100 times just to get through today. But we hit the streets, downtown Springfield, not far from the Mass Mutual Center, as we come to you from another proud sponsor of the Springfield Falcons, Maplegate Rehab, right here on Maple Street, corner of Maple Street and State Street, here in downtown Springfield, less than a block really from the Mass Mutual Center. Proud sponsor, Tom Valentine, I know, the owner of Maplegate
Right.
here. You've gotten to know over the years, and a proud sponsor of the Falcons.
Tom's been fantastic. He's been a sponsor for us for several years now. He believes in us being in downtown. Of course, he's downtown. He runs his business downtown, and he's just happy to support us. He believes in what we're doing here, what we're trying to do, bring people to the building, create the vibrancy in downtown Springfield, and he feels it's important for him as a downtown business owner and business owner and operator to make sure he supports us, and we're happy he does.
Before we get into the agenda, once again, don't forget the social media streams through FalconsAHL.com. Look for the official Facebook, the official Twitter. Once again, a great job by Stephen Hanjack with Twitter, updating it daily, hourly, weekly. Same thing with Facebook. Everything's updated on a regular basis, hourly, daily, just to keep everyone informed as we get through the spring and summer months. And Bruce, before we get into the complete agenda, just want to ask you, yesterday was Father's Day, you being a father of two. How was your day relaxing around the yard, hopefully?
Every day's Father's Day for me in my house. I'd like to think that. No, we had a great day. It was a real relaxing day. Did my normal things I like to do on a Sunday. I spent some time in the yard and spent some real quality time with my daughter and her husband. My grandkids came over for a while, and then later on had a nice barbecue. Did it up great. The fillets, the clams on the. I had to call my good friend Wayne LaChance down at the Cape to see how he do these clams on the barbecue, because I used to have them down at his house. So they were fantastic. Just relaxed, and it was a Sunday of relaxing, but we kept busy enough. I'm not a guy to sit around too much. In fact, with the U.S. Open sort of losing all its drama, I think it's the first time in my lifetime that I can remember that I didn't watch a major championship. I just had no interest in it, not because I don't believe the kid's a great young golfer, but there was no drama in it. So, and it was too nice to sit inside, so I was outside with family, had a great day. How about you?
Same, pretty much. Cleaned the grill and just kind of did a lot of chores that you normally do. And really, to me, Father's Day still, I've only got a 4-year-old, so to me, Father's Day is for my dad.
Yeah.
I've only got one, so I don't even know if I qualify yet. So overall, it was a calm day, and prepared for today's show, of course.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
as we come to you, Damon Markowitz along with Bruce Landon, once again, another Falcons webisode, the weekly chat with Bruce Landon, as we come to you once again on a remote spot here, downtown Springfield from Maplegate Rehab, the corner of Maple Street and State Street, less than a block from the Mass Mutual Center. You can stone's throw from the Mass Mutual Center, as you can pretty much see our front door from where we are today. And Bruce, want to go into the reason we're here at Maplegate today, obviously a sponsor, a proud sponsor of our Falcons, but I want to go into the medical side of professional hockey and just kind of the behind the scenes and how important it is to have rehab and doctors and all that lined up as you get into a season. How important it is to the NHL club to have that?
Well, first of all, it's very important, the NHL team, and that's one of the things we're very proud of here in Springfield, Damon, is that we've been able to provide our players top-notch medical care from everything under the sun. I mean, Dr. Eugene Boss has been our medical director, if you will, for years, and Dr. Boss's father used to be the team doctor for years, going way back, so it stayed in the family. I think Dr. Boss has been 25, going on 26 years as our medical director, sort of oversees a team of other doctors without naming them all, that are sort of on a rotating basis, make sure we're covered. We're very strong in making sure that orthopedic, shoulder, knees, wrists, you name it. Do a lot of work with John Santoro, certainly, who runs the emergency room up at Bay State Medical Center, where we unfortunately have to spend too much time sometimes with our players. But you cannot run an American Hockey League team these days without having the full gamut of medical care. Your NHL teams expect it. We have an ambulance just for us that's at every single game, which is a major expense to us, but we need to have it just in case of an emergency. We've gotten very close now with Dr. Doctor, who's an orthopedic surgeon, who's very important to us with everything we do with therapy, with rehab, MRIs, and it means so much to the Columbus Blue Jackets that not only do we have our head medical trainer in Tom Bourdon, but we also have a strength and conditioning guy as well, and Dan Gregory, who has just signed a new contract to be back again next year. They always concentrate on nutrition, so all those things that are important to developing the athlete and making sure that he has all the tools to be successful, but making sure you got that real support system, the medical side is really important.
Damon Markowitz along with Bruce Landon, another Falcons weekly webisode here, the weekly chat with Bruce Landon as we go through the agendas on Facebook that we get throughout the week. Don't forget the social media streams, Facebook and Twitter. Go to falconsahl.com anytime. You'll see the official link for both right there on the bottom. Log on, sign up, updated hourly, daily as we provide weekly agendas here to keep you informed throughout the spring and summer months. And now that the finals are over, Bruce, we're getting a lot of questions on our Facebook chats, on our agendas on the hockey side.
Right.
Free agency and the schedule being the top two. Let's start with the schedule right now. I think it's probably something we've hinted a little bit over the last couple months, but a lot of people asking when the schedule comes out and how that whole process works. Just a quick update where we are.
Well, what has happened, as everybody who follows us very closely realizes, we have a new team in the American Hockey League now, and when we left our spring meetings in Chicago, we left there with what we thought was pretty much going to be a schedule format. By format, it means how many times you're playing each team, divisional alignments, conferences, that kind of thing. With the change with Winnipeg getting a National Hockey League team and then moving their AHL team to St. John's, Newfoundland, it's backed things up a little bit. Now, we were doing when I say we, the league and the member clubs were certainly aware of potentially that was going to happen, but what has happened now, St. John's has to get dates into the American Hockey League, and it's put, I would say, things a little bit on the back burner, but the schedule is so important to us, and Dave Andrews, the president of the American Hockey League, certainly realizes that. They're doing everything they can to try and get at least our first six guaranteed dates out to us so we can start working on some different things. But I really foresee it's going to be late July into the early part of August again before we actually see the final schedule. There's a couple other things, factors in that as well. Some of the American League cities are in buildings where there's NBA teams, so they play sort of second fiddle to the NBA teams, so you have to wait for the NBA teams to get their schedule done. But here, for the most part, in our division or in our conference, I would think by now dates are pretty much stabilized, and the AHL can start the process with the big board of putting the schedule together. But it's a process. It's a lot of work, and every member club wants their certain home dates. You're never happy with some of your home dates. You're never happy with some of your travel. So for the AHL to come up with the right mix to appease all 30 teams is very difficult and very time consuming. But again, we sit here waiting for the schedule because, as you know, Damon, it drives so much of what we do, and season ticket holders waiting, or potentially new ticket holders waiting, new package holders waiting to see how many Saturday dates, how many weekend dates, when we're playing certain teams. So it affects everything we do in our business, from me being able to finalize a budget as relates to the expense side, and even projecting revenues, knowing how many weekend dates you have. So believe me, we do as much as we can, but it's really up to the American Hockey League to finalize it all and get us at least a first draft that we can start working off of.
Damon Markowitz along with Bruce Landon coming to you this week from Maplegate Rehab on Maple Street here in downtown Springfield, the corner of Maple and State, just less than a block from the Mass Mutual Center. We can't thank Tom Valentine and Charlene McCarthy enough for allowing us to come in today, pretty much take over their office as we film this weekly show. And Bruce, another topic that came up on the hockey side, on the player side, starting to get a lot of that, and Alan York, who was a young man who joined us at the end of last year, had a great run, I think recorded our only shutout of the season. Some Alan York supporters out there just seeing as far as where he fits in, and could he possibly be the starting goalie next year come October?
Well, the timing is perfect to talk about players, because I just basically ran over here getting off a little over an hour-long conference call with Chris McFarland, the assistant general manager of Columbus, and Rob Riley, and really we're starting to zero in now on sort of free agent players. Chris and I have been back and forth this for about a month now. As of last Friday, he wanted me to send sort of a prioritizing players who I thought should be on the hit list based on players who I know, I've seen, heard reports on. You don't go just on statistics. When I'm asked to give a report on a player, it has to be based on what I've seen in that player myself, or maybe I've had good scouting reports from somebody I trust.